Alright YouTubers, I'm going to go ahead and knock out this video kind of talking about some of the progress we've made on the Turbo Blazer, some of the headaches we've run into, some of the potential self-inflicted wounds that I've run into, and we'll talk about some of the workarounds that we experienced and kind of help you guys avoid those headaches or mistakes as best we can, because it's certain things that happen when you're building vehicles that you just don't see coming. So let me zoom in here a little bit so you can kind of get an idea of what we've been doing and where we're at. There we go, guys. You can see a little bit better. The first thing I wanted to address is my dipstick tube. Okay, let's back up here. The very first thing we did was I finally, of course, did all the work to clean out the casting flash and the different debris from my turbo manifolds we built, wrapped the crossover pipe, and got those, installed for the final time. So those are done. Well, then we were trying to figure out how to modify the muscle car oil pan dipstick, because I wanted to try, like most people, to use the dipstick that came with the kit. That ended up being an hour or more wasted, heating it up with a MAP gas torch, bending it, By the time we got what I'm going to refer to as an S shape in the muscle car oil pan dipstick tube, to where you could safely install your number 6 spark plug wire on the plug, the bends in it are so severe that you can't get the dipstick in. So once we realized that, we went, and this was kind of a slap in the face for me, why we didn't just try a truck dipstick first, I don't know. So basically what we did was just grab just regular truck dipstick that was laying on the floor, and lo and behold, it'll go right in the block and bolt on, behind that, I guess it's still the number 6 spark plug, but it puts the dipstick on the back side of it without doing any modifications at all. All we had to do is reference. We had to cut, shorten, and reference that longer truck dipstick itself to accurately indicate the full level. The muscle car dipstick, of course, is way too short to be able to use with the truck setup. So what we had to end up doing, see if I can wipe that off so I'm gonna get oil all over everything. But what we end up having to do, see if you guys can see that, is cut it shorter, and you'll want to round these edges so it'll still follow the contour of your dipstick tube. And then we have marked, Richard actually did all the work, I'm not even going to try to take credit, but he has scribed full, and then all the other what would be holes are now just scribed lines on the dipstick so that I can see where full is and the add marks. As I was talking to Robert at Bad Luck Garage, and he said that all the truck dipsticks he has, this tab was broke off of the tube, and I was like, well, welcome to the club, because Richard had to tack that back together after we got the truck dipstick installed on the damn turbo car. So, apparently that's a common problem that we all run into. But I want to make a video today because I've done the modifications to the flange where the turbo bolts on. I've got some 90-degree LS swap heater hoses that what we're hoping we can use in place of straight hoses to have 90. It's like a 90 built into the hose at the bottom. And then we're going to come off the water pump straight this way around the engine compartment to the heater core, and that alone should do a great deal towards protecting the heater hoses from the heat. Now keep in mind, we will still be wrapping this portion from here to the wastegate will eventually be wrapped with 1-inch heat wrap. I just don't have that right now. All I got is 2-inch. Something I wanted to tell you, and this would have been a self-inflicted injury, and I thank God every day that we had to pull that turbo back off to cut that flange, because see this? See that little paper towel? I had put this in here like this to keep dirt out of there while we were modifying this T4 flange to put studs in it, tack weld the bolts, you know. So I had this plugged in there. You know, we had put that turbo on there and didn't pull that rag out. What do you think would have been the result when we fired that up and that rag blew up into that turbo and plugged it where it wouldn't turn or worse? So it was actually a great blessing that we had to pull that turbo back off to be able to cut that flange to gain our clearance to get to our drain line. So, you know what I mean? Sometimes things go wrong for the right reasons. So let me see if I can get a little bit set up, and we'll start doing some work, and we'll try to get it on video. Okay guys, got the turbo setting on the flange. Trying to reroute those heater hoses out of the water pump so we don't run into the hot pipe. All right guys, we got a little bit of work done. I wanted to kind of show you where we were at. So we've got the turbo mounted, it's tight. We got the center section tight to the hot side. And we've got our drain, sorry about that, freehanding. Now you can see the clearance we made by cutting that flange, that 1/4 inch off that flange of that turbo. Hopefully you guys can see that. It absolutely had to be done. So now we've got to find the wrench to tighten up both ends, or snug up both ends of the -10 drain. And you'll see, if I don't make anybody sick, we're coming up just on the outside of the large hose to the heater, and it's got a nice unobstructed path from there down to, see if we can get in there where we can see. You guys can see it. See the fitting that we added to the, I think it was on the timing chain cover. So we've got it coming out on a tight 90 JIC fitting so that it'll miss the dampener. Then it just comes up with that silicone hose. So now we're going to try to clock the pressure side, or the cold side, where we want it, and button up a few other things as far as the heater hoses and everything are concerned to make sure we're missing. We don't want to melt anything or catch anything on fire, I don't guess. Although that sounds like fun for some. Sorry about the shakiness. Well guys, we'll go ahead and wrap it up for today. We had a limited amount of time to be able to work on it. Basically, we got the drain hooked up, got the turbo mounted, feed lines mounted again, or hooked up and tightened. We have kind of eyeballed the nightmare that's going to be the downpipe. That's going to be a challenge. I'm going to have to order probably several different bends, 45, 90, 30, I don't know. We're going to have to figure something out to get that dump pipe to go down there between the frame and where the starter area is, and there's really not much room down there, but that's where I'm headed with it, because I can't, at this point the vehicle's not going to be race only, and having a hater pipe out the side or out the hood just isn't in the game plan. So we'll play it by ear, one step at a time, find out what we need to do to get that exhaust down through the rabbit hole so that we can run it back underneath the passenger side. I still need to relocate or hook up my my new heavy duty transmission cooler with the fan on it. That cooler is going to go underneath the driver's side, kind of underneath where the driver sits or the passenger's feet would be. And I have the little cooling fan on it. So anyway, there's an update proving that we have been working on the Blazer. We're very close to making some serious progress. So now we just got to wait for deliveries of parts and science out some of these pipes. So that's where we're at right now, guys. I apologize for such a sketchy kind of, band-aided together video, but I just wanted to be sure and give you guys a little bit of an update. It is closer than most people would think, but I still got to, hook up my catch can, evac. I've got to do my down pipe, my charge pipes. There's still plenty of work to do. So I appreciate you guys watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. I do enjoy the comments, so if you guys could hit up the comments, give me suggestions, tell me what you've done, tell me what you've seen. Help me out, guys. All the suggestions are appreciated. Stay safe out there.